we're talking about tools, okay, this is something that all of us need to understand the importance of tools. Okay, so I'll just take a few minutes to talk about tools because that's what we came to. So somehow what has happened is, see, if we look at us humans, what makes us different from the human who was staying in caves, okay, the caveman, to the new age, the internet human? What's the difference? Is our capacities grown? Is our mental understanding grown? I don't know what was their level of mental understanding and physical capacity. I think physical capacity wise, they were far more capable because they were doing a lot of things with their physical body. What has empowered us is the tools and technology that we developed over the period, right? We have today, you and I could communicate, okay? You are sitting in another part of the world. I am here. Tomorrow, people, when they listen to, they'll be in different part of the world. They can listen to this talk just because of the tools and technology that over the period we have developed, right? Otherwise, there has been saints, there has been some enlightened beings. In the era when they spoke, there were hardly a few people who would listen to that, okay, because there was not enough tools and technology to reach it out to the masses. Now, similarly, like we have evolved the tools and technology to make our outer world easy, to add comfort to us. See, our house, the sofa that you're sitting on, this clothes that I'm wearing is also a tool, right? It's a tool to, I have to, wear something to hide my physical body or my private parts. That's why I wear a cloth. That's a tool. I want to be sitting comfortably, so I have a sofa to sit on. Everything that we have around us is just adding comfort to our outer world. At the same time, there are tools for inner transformation as well. There are tools to help your mind focus better. There are tools to bring peace of mind at any situation of life. There are tools to actually transform the emotion. There are two categories of emotion, let's say pleasant and unpleasant. So if you are going through a chain of unpleasant emotion, there are tools to transform your emotions from unpleasant to coming to a pleasant situation within you. Maybe life situations might not change, but within you, the way you are experiencing life can be changed by usage of certain tools. Unfortunately, to use tools for inner transformation is something that we have not been introduced to. As a masses, I'm talking about. There are individuals who got glimpses of it through books, through meditation, through yoga, doing certain changes in their lifestyle. They found out that there could be a lot of in my inner experience can change. But at a mass level, if we look at how we are operating in this entire world, people are missing out tools of inner transformation. And I personally feel blessed that there are moments when I get introduced to such simple tools. Like one of my programs, I came up. There were people who were struggling with meditation, and we came up with a 90-second meditation. Just a 90-second meditation. A 90-second meditation can help you focus and be peaceful at any situation of the life, and that's a wonderful tool to use. Affirmations, a wonderful tool to use. Just to focus your mind. The other day, I was reading Gita. If you might have heard about the Hindus, they have this ancient scripture called Gita, and that's very sacred to all of us. In Gita, there is a moment that they are describing that they are playing this particular instrument. I don't know what it's called in English. It's called shank, but basically that produces sound. Okay, that in ancient times it used to be a declaration of war. Whenever the war is starting, okay, you would blow a shank like a trumpet. You will blow a trumpet and declare that a war is starting. And towards the evening, you will again declare that now the war ends. Okay, so in Gita, when they are describing this shank, okay, so the war is about to begin. It was one of the biggest battles fought. The Mahabharata was one of the biggest battles fought of those times. Now over there, there are different kings. Okay, there are different kings who have joined both the parties, and they are blowing those. Let's say we call it as a trumpet. They are blowing their own trumpets. The description says that there are at least 10, 15, 20 odd people blowing that trumpet. And the significance of that trumpet is, with the blow, with the sound of that trumpet, that king and his men have trained their mind in such a way that brings out the warrior within them. Okay, because so that's the sort of affirmation that they use at those times. Because the moment you have a sword in your hand and you see an opponent, he has a sword in his hand, there are quite a few chances that fear might strike you, right? As humans, fear might, that scene itself, how much of a practice you have done, but there are chances that a fear might strike you. So what were they doing back then? This is, I'm talking about at least 3,000 plus years ago. They had the intelligence to understand that this might happen in the war. So what to do during preparations? They would blow those same trumpets, okay, and that trumpet will bring his mind, his energies, and his emotion to a way of aggression. That this is the moment that I get into war. This is the moment that I throw myself into that battlefield. And when I read that, it amazed me that for 3,000 plus years, we have been using such wonderful technology. It was as good as an affirmation. Today, a lot of people talk about affirmation, but are we really using it? Are we really using it every time? That when you're getting to your lunch, okay, when you're getting, there's a simple thing of approaching the lunch. Today, we approach our lunch as a means, of just filling something in my body. If you can just pause for 30 seconds, look at the food that you're having and ask yourself, is this the best raw material that I can provide to build my body? Simple question itself is a tool to go in deep within you and see what is right and what is not. What is rather from a right wrong perspective, I'll not look at it. I'll say whether it is working for you or it's not working for you. So coming back to the whole thing is that tools are very important towards our inner transformation.
Yeah, I
And
think that I'll to interrupt you for 1 second. I think it's so well said. That's the beautiful story, and it's this kind of it reminds me a bit of like the Pavlov's dog with the ringing the bell to know that
yes,
it's time to eat, and also like it's like a NLP method where you say you make this kind of deep association. So certain things I'll use for myself again, like we're talking on the subject of tools, and certain things I'll do. So when I work out, if I if I work out normally and I go and I say, okay, I'm gonna do my push-ups, stuff like that. Okay, I go, I do push-ups, stuff like that. But if I listen to certain music and I put
mm,
myself in a certain affirmation, and I could lift almost double the weight, and I can do double, if not 3 times as many reps. I was doing the other day. I was doing a chin. I have a chin-up bar. I was doing chin-ups.
mm.
So I do some chin-ups. Okay, good. All right. Try again. Do a few, 5, 6. I'm like, shoulders kind of hurting. Said, okay, let me go. I put on some music that I use the same music to when I work out, or similar style of music to get me really pumped. I listen to this music, 30 seconds, 1 minute. I go back. I was doing it. This is not bragging. I'm not a very strong person, but just saying I was able to do twice as much as my last thing. Boom, going like this with ease because of the mind shift, because of listening to that thing. So what else, what other things are we, as an example, are cutting ourselves short saying, oh, this is hard or this is difficult, but it's just if you change the mindset, you could do, physically. I mean, I have the same muscle. Physically, I could do twice as much just by one thought different.
So that's what is missing. That's what, and today what is happening again, when we talk about certain tools, okay? So when you're talking about tools to be, managing the outer world, what do you look at? You look at the efficiency. Let's say you're buying a laptop. You will look at how efficiently will this laptop work towards the work that I want to get done. Is it fast enough? Does it have the capacity? Unfortunately, what is happening with the spiritual people, especially that I see, whenever they get a spiritual process, okay, you get attached to a spiritual process, you start practicing, they forget that this spiritual process is also a tool. Okay, you need to keep looking at it. Is it working efficiently in my life? Is it helping me go towards more of oneness? and embracing this entire universe? Or is it adding a new way to look at the, because you hold your spiritual practices so sacred. Okay, that tool has become so sacred that you have put up on a pedestal and you have started worshipping the tool itself. Unfortunately, what is happening now, the tool has no power to transform you. And I see a lot of spiritual people, it's just a tag. I feel there is nothing as spiritual and non-spiritual, because everybody has a spirit. Okay, everybody is the same energy and everybody is spiritual enough. Whether you're consciously aware of it or not, that's a different question. But everybody is spiritual. But the so-called tag, the hashtags that we add, that I am in my spiritual practices, I follow this, I follow that. Somewhere knowingly, unknowingly, the tools that were working towards you, that were adding peace, love, and joy in your life, suddenly you took them and put it on a pedestal and started worshipping those tools. Now no more the tools are working for you. Now that tool has made another significant contribution in your life. It has started giving you an identity. Okay, that's where all the religions, I think, all the religions are adding those identities. And that identity, instead of helping me embrace the entire universe, that identity is helping me to differentiate myself from others, to
Cause
separate
separation.
myself from others.
Yeah, that's
Yes.
exactly. Instead of unity, now is this tool is causing separation.
Separation. Something which was meant to transform you into somebody who embraces this life, the same tool, because it's not, the problem is not the tool. And then we start looking at, this religion has this issue, this particular belief has this issue. It's not the religion or the belief, it's the way I'm handling it. Okay, like if there is a laptop which I try to switch it on and it doesn't switch on for 10 minutes, I am going to do something about it, right? Either I'll replace the laptop or I'll get it repaired by someone. I'll go to a technician and say that, buddy, this piece I am using to get my work done, but it's not working anymore. Similarly, the tools of inner transformation, the spiritual processes that we say, if you just are observant enough, if each one of us are observant enough, that is this my spiritual practice helping me embrace life, or is it creating a new kind of separation for me? Okay, and about separation, one more thing, I think now that we are discussing, which has been a significant shift for me, is somewhere I always had this. So I became a team leader of a team at a very young age of 23, and I was very successful with my sales career. I was successful at a lot of things that I was doing. So suddenly, when you're successful, you start feeling that the world is revolving around you. You are at the nucleus of everything, and everything is moving around. That thought brought a lot of agony, a lot of anxiety within me, a lot of anger within me. Only eventually to realize that problem is not that I am involved in my work and I'm getting success. The problem starts when I start thinking that my work is important than yours. Okay, because I am producing more results in a particular team. Okay, so my work is more important than you. That causes the issue. Okay, today as humans, when we see that we are the most important species, that's why we are taking away from the entire every other species. We are just snatching it off from them. Okay, as if the world belongs only to us. We are just the 0.01% species which are alive on this planet. Okay? Just 0.01 is human species. That's the variety of life which is present on this planet. But we think we are the most important one. Even in a family, okay, even in a husband, wife, even with parents and children, we think our work is more important. And that's why when a child comes to you with his own painting, it's just a scribble that he has done. But for that moment, that's the most important thing that he has done. But because I feel I am doing something far more important than the stupid drawings, we don't pay attention to it.
Yeah.
Okay, even in a husband wife, somebody who's earning more money thinks that I am doing the more important work. So everybody in the family should supporting me. You should understand my problems. You have no ideas what I go through. That's the kind of language that people use. That's the kind of language that I was using. eventually, thank God that the realization came to me. It's not about the importance of the work. It's my work which I see is important. At the same time, there are a lot of other people playing small roles, which is helping my life and which is helping me to perform my work better. Okay. And this realization, I'll tell you when it happened. It was a very funny incident. We were having this meeting. So I was amongst the director body of a company, and we were having a meeting of few very elite entrepreneurs of our particular city. They had all come to office, and that day the office boy did not turn up. Okay, because the office boy was not there, so dusting was not done, everything was not still in shape, the chairs were not in place. So I reached there and I put everything in place. Back of the mind, I had a lot of anger. Okay, that this guy has not turned up. I have this important meeting and there's no support staff or anything. By the end of the meeting, when I was conducting the meeting and ensuring that there is tea, there is water, there is everything, everybody is taken care of. By the end of the meeting, I realized the importance of the office boy. All the while, I thought that it is my work as the director because I'm the one who's bringing in money. I'm the one who's involved in business development. So it's my work which is driving the whole company. That small incident shifted that for me. That I can only perform when the office boy is doing his work properly. Okay, so I don't know where we landed on this topic of
But
importance, but I
yeah,
thought it is very
no,
it is
that's
relevant that.
it's huge. It's huge. And just actually yesterday I was talking to someone about it and I said, you know, I always admire anyone that does their job well. And this could be somebody at this corner store, a very seemingly menial job, and you think it's, but until you don't have it done well, right? Like, and as you said, you see how important it is. Like some people, I don't think anyone is doing. Everyone's on their own life path, and I give no less or more importance. But there's two things. One is yes, you do notice like garbage pickup. You say, oh, the guy is just a garbage man, just a garbage man. We saw it was a year, 2 years ago or something when there was a strike, garbage strike. Listen, it
Mhm.
piles up very quickly, and it
Yes.
shows us two things. One, we are producing way too much garbage. We got to stop this and recycle more, or figure out how to cut down. Number two, oh my God, 3 weeks go by, there are piles of garbage everywhere. I mean, this is something that yes, their work is very important, very appreciated. And maybe say, oh, I just leave this bag here, I just leave it at the end of near the street, and magically it's gone the next day. It's not magic. It's very appreciated. These people are very appreciated, and then it's a transfer of energy, right? So what is wealth? What is money? It is energy, right? And what do you do to get more or less or things? It is not always okay. It's always fair in the universe, and the universe is perfect in that sense, but it doesn't always seem fair. Sometimes there's somebody that's doing tremendous effort and putting tremendous energy and receiving financially not that much, and there could be somebody else who's putting, not saying more refined energy or energy in a different flow, and receiving, knows how to figured it out how to receive this amazing amount of wealth. It is transfer, understanding this, how this works, this transfer of energy. And again, generosity, like I say, whenever I need money, the secret is to give money away. So simple, but it's because if you understand the flow, and if you understand, you're telling your mind it is not scarce, it is abundant, it is a flow. So if you say this is mine, I keep it, is showing scarcity, it's showing fear, it's showing a lack of understanding. But when you say to yourself, oh, I'm gonna go help this person, I'm gonna go, then you're telling your mind there's plenty to go around, I will receive more, I am not worried, I believe, I have faith. Simple, small action, but amazing results. Yes.
Amazing. I can keep listening to you, Andrew, and you talk such wonderfully and such with simple grace that you have towards the way you explain things. It's awesome.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes. Listen, I wanted to ask you before we
Mhm.
go. First of all, just I've learned so much and very profound. I was not expecting to really be just like wow, like I'm gonna have to meditate on this like particular session after we're done to let it sink in some of the amazing wisdom that you shared with us today. So what I want to do though is ask you two things. First, I want to ask you what's the best way to contact you or to follow you, or I know you do some amazing workshops online and stuff like that. So how can people reach you?
That's a wonderful question. So currently I am available. I do a lot of videos. Through videos, I'm reaching out to people through my Facebook handle. It's Pravin.Gambhir on Facebook. Other than that, currently I'm doing a personal. The program that I do is a personal mastery program. It's a 9-week program. People across world are participating in it. In this 9 weeks, so the kind of things that we're talking about, working on different tools. This program that I do, personal mastery, is the program where we can work together. If somebody has to work with the kind of things that I'm doing and get involved in this, learn these tools and techniques, which will help you bring more peace, love, and joy in your life. Because that's the mission that I'm on to, that bringing peace, love, and joy in lives of 250 million people. That's my one thing of life, if I have to put it. So yeah, so that is one program, and other than that, I keep doing a lot of videos. I have a Facebook group towards lead a life of your purpose and passion. So people can join. It's a free group where you can join. I interact with people over there, and yeah, that's about it.
Okay.
That's how people get in touch with me.
Okay, fantastic. I'll put the links like in the description and stuff like that
Yes.
on YouTube and on the podcast. And then, is there anything, last things that you want to share or tell people, or maybe like the one thing they could do if they forget everything else and the one thing they can do, start doing today to improve their life, get more attract more joy, love, and peace, or bring them closer to the source, the universe, or God.
So if I have to just bring it to one thing, I'll bring it to a simple triple C formula. Okay? Just concentrate on three C's. First C is about clarity. Bring clarity about what do you want to really have in life. Okay? And that is something which is the starting point of a lot of things. But unfortunately, haphazardly, we are picking up those things that we want. Okay? So give it certain time, sit with yourself, maybe go to nature, maybe meditate for a while, bring your mind to peace. I think COVID situation has also shown us that we don't need so many things to live by. Okay, so instead of just keeping to raise the standard of living every time and trying to run the entire life just to meet that standard of living, just take out time, go to nature. Okay, why I say nature? Because again, you are out of the worldly thing. You go to nature, relax for a certain time, and just figure out what is it that I really want to do in life. Okay, so bringing clarity towards what you want to do, that's the first thing that we should start up with. That's the first C. The second C is, now once you're clear of what you want to do, okay, it's what you want to do or what you want to have. Okay, either of the things, because what you want to have, you will start doing something towards it. So either of the things you can clarify for yourself. Then comes is getting control over your own self. The second C is controlling your own self. Don't try to control the entire world. Don't try to control your life partner. Don't try to control the situations around you. See how you can bring a certain level of control within you. If yesterday in 24 hours you had, let's say, few moments you had your control, today can you increase it by 1% at least? Okay, so work on controlling yourself. And the third thing is consciousness. Everything today we are doing towards a pre-programming of our mind. patterns which are already set, we function only through that. Okay? So the choice of clothes, the choice of food, everything is majorly compulsive. Just try and see how you can bring conscious action. Okay, just maybe your food. You start with your food. If you're just eating compulsively, just give it certain time and make it a conscious action of having your food. So three C's: clarity, control, and consciousness. I think
Beautiful.
that's
Beautifully said, my friend. Beautifully said. Wow. Amazing. Amazing. Listen, thank you so, so much. I really, really appreciate it. It's been such a pleasure and, just so much good content. I'm so appreciative. Thank you a million, really.
and the best part is, Andrew, what I appreciate about you is I had no ideas what we are going to speak about. But again, coming where we've started, the intentions of you doing this podcast are so pure, and they're well in sync with the universal energies that all this just came up. Okay, I had no plans what we will be speaking, but as we were talking, these all things came up. So
Oh, amazing, amazing. So much value you've provided today. Wow, just so amazing. So look, with that, Pravin, I wish you a successful and peaceful mind and a wonderful day. And from the bottom of my heart, thank you.
it was a real pleasure being here, Andrew. Thank you so much. May all the universe energy help you towards growing this podcast, towards making this 90-second wisdom reach out to as many people and help people really inculcate these values in their life. That's my wish, and that's what I pray for.
Okay, beautiful. Thank you, my friend.